You are tuned in to the Legal Breakdown, where we have some updates on Trump's D.C. trial. The current date set is March 4, 2024, but there's speculation about a possible delay. A recent ruling from Judge Chuen addressed Trump's team's motion, stating that there's no violation in providing evidence. While this doesn't directly impact the March 4 trial date, the drama suggests a desire for delay on Trump's part. Regarding the Supreme Court, the absolute immunity claim is awaiting a decision from a 3-judge panel. If rejected, Trump may seek an en banc review and then potentially move to the Supreme Court. However, there's skepticism that these courts will entertain the notion of absolute presidential immunity, given the lack of legal basis. Once the Supreme Court weighs in, Judge Chuen can proceed with the trial. However, there might still be some lead time for preparation, pushing the trial into May or later. The Florida case, scheduled for May 20, may also face rescheduling on March 1, potentially impacting the D.C. trial timeline. Trump's recent claim on Truth Social, advocating for total immunity even when crossing the line, raises eyebrows. Legal experts interpret it as a tacit admission of wrongdoing, emphasizing Trump's desire for immunity regardless. These statements continue to present challenges for his defense.
In the latest chapter of Donald Trump's social media escapades, we find ourselves dissecting another potentially incriminating post. As has become a pattern, Trump's online presence tends to veer into confessional territory. Let's delve into his recent post, adding yet another entry to the Donald Trump's incriminating hit parade. Remember the CNN revelation about Trump pressuring acting Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen to declare the election corrupt? In a December 2020 call, Trump urged Rosen to make this false declaration, even after the Justice Department found no evidence of widespread voter fraud. Fast forward to Trump's admission in a call. "Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me." Quite the candid approach. Then, there's the saga of Trump's cavalier attitude toward classified documents, as reported by Just Security. When questioned about taking government documents from the White House, Trump boldly asserted, "I was there, I took what I took, I had every right to do it." A brazen admission that resonates with federal crime statutes. And now, the latest addition to Trump's confessional repertoire. In his recent post, Trump contends that a president must have full immunity to function properly, even if events cross the line. This is what legal experts might call a tacit admission or an implied admission. Essentially, Trump is demanding immunity for himself, seemingly unconcerned about the fate of other presidents. While not as overtly incriminating as some of his previous statements, this post echoes Trump's consistent theme of seeking immunity for potential transgressions. It may not be as compelling as his directive to the DOJ or his admission about classified documents, but it's enough to warrant attention. If I were a prosecutor, I might consider slapping a government exhibit sticker on this post, keeping it in my back pocket for possible use in future criminal trials. Jack Smith, the special counsel prosecuting Trump, likely has an extensive catalog of Trump's confessions and incriminating statements. Despite having more than enough evidence, Trump seems unable to resist the urge to further implicate himself. As we anticipate the trials, the prosecution will carefully choose the most directly relevant evidence to present to the jury. In the broader context, expeditious trials are essential. With the approaching November 2024 elections, voters deserve clarity on whether Trump, facing 91 felony charges, is a convicted felon or an innocent man. The right to a fair and timely trial is not just the defendant's, but a crucial component of justice for all. Stay safe, stay tuned, and the pursuit of justice continues.
Alina Habba, once touted as one of Donald Trump's attorneys, faced a barrage of setbacks in the recent Eugene Carroll defamation trial. From failing to introduce evidence properly to a courtroom clash with Judge Kaplan, the courtroom drama unfolded in 5 major humiliations for Habba. Firstly, her struggle to present evidence led to a stern reminder from Judge Kaplan about proper courtroom procedures. The pitfalls of having a TV lawyer became apparent as she attempted to read from documents not in evidence. Secondly, Habba's courtroom etiquette was called into question when she defied Judge Kaplan's instructions to sit down after the argument period had ended. The judge made it clear that the courtroom would follow his rules, not Habba's preferences. Furthermore, Judge Kaplan had to clarify a crucial point to Habba. It had already been established that Trump sexually abused Eugene Carroll. Habba's attempts to argue otherwise were dismissed, emphasizing the significance of the findings in the trial. The courtroom scene intensified when Habba objected during Eugene Carroll's testimony about the motivation behind her book title. Judge Kaplan swiftly corrected her, highlighting that it wasn't hearsay but an explanation of why Carroll chose that title. To add to the courtroom spectacle, Trump, visibly furious, asserted that he had been damaged and deserved compensation. He contended that evidence had been deleted and destroyed, calling for the dismissal of both trials. The article concludes with a reflection on the surreal nature of Trump supporters cheering for him despite the serious legal implications he faces. The discussion then pivots to the question of whether Trump may be dealing with health issues.
Amidst speculation about a potential second Trump administration, reports reveal a multifaceted agenda that combines populist rhetoric with a classic Republican focus on benefiting the wealthy and major corporations. While the vision is unsettling for many, it aligns with a historical aspect of Trumpism that prioritizes aiding the richest Americans. Behind closed doors, Trump is reportedly considering a substantial second round of tax cuts for major corporations. This revelation contrasts sharply with his campaign trail populism, where he rallied against the establishment and vowed to champion the little guy. However, this dual narrative is not new, as Trump's America First stance in 2016 featured anti-establishment rhetoric alongside promises that ultimately favored the affluent. A pivotal moment occurred after Trump's 2016 victory when, at the upscale 21 Club in Midtown Manhattan, he assured plutocrats of impending tax reductions. This promise materialized in 2017 with the signing of a $1.5 trillion tax cut bill, marking one of Trump's few pledges that became a reality. Despite its unpopularity and minimal economic stimulation, the legislation primarily benefited the wealthy and corporations. Now, Trump is contemplating a similar move, showcasing a consistent alignment with the interests of the elite. The rhetoric of prioritizing America's interests over globalism contrasts with the ongoing World Economic Forum in Davos, where global financial elites gather annually. Surprisingly, executives at Davos seem unfazed by the prospect of another Trump term, with some even expressing confidence that Trump's policies were beneficial for business. Notably, the sentiments from Davos suggest that, despite concerns about the potential impact on various demographics, the Trump tax cuts were advantageous for the global elite. As the possibility of a second Trump term looms, the article contends that while it may pose threats to American democracy and certain demographics, it does not seem to threaten the interests of the affluent Davos set.